Did you get it? Are we live?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. We're going to give everyone some time to jump on before we really get started. You will have to bear with the three of us because this is our first attempt at any kind of video for the Snake Lady or Facebook Live. I'm here with one of my animal ambassadors. She is our first snake. Her name is Mrs. Weasley. And we're going to hang out for a minute, and Sean's going to tell me when we've got like a handful of people on to kind of get started because we don't want anybody to miss anything. But if you do get on late, you can catch the rebroadcast. It'll be on the Snake Lady page, and I will share it on my personal page as well. And while we're waiting, if you would, there on my Snake Lady page, there's a link to my YouTube. Go like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when we hit 25, a big number for me, we're going to put out a video revealing the name of our one of our big leopard geckos. And this will also be a first for you to meet some of our new animals that haven't even been seen yet. How many are we at, dear? Ooh, big money. All right. So this is Mrs. Weasley. She's a ball python. Sorry, the bearded dragon wants out. She's captive born and bred. She's never been to sub-Saharan Africa, but that's where you would find her in the wild. This is what they look like. Do you have a question already?
The Jackie's boys are watching, so...
Hi, Jackie's boys. All right, Hannah, this is her favorite story ever about ball pythons. Every time I tell it, she kind of puts her head down, but I think it's just fantastic. Don't you think it's fantastic? In the wild, they would eat gerbils. I don't feed her gerbils. She gets rats that are frozen and thawed out. But in the wild, she would cruise around in Africa, and she would find a little gerbil burrow or gerbil hole in the ground, and she would crawl in, and she would eat the inhabitants of the hole. And then when she has a big, fat, full belly, she would take a rest in the little gerbil hole. So it's kind of like a little gerbil bed and breakfast. But I think that she's my favorite because she's my first, and I think she's absolutely beautiful. But ball pythons are neat because they come in, Hannah, if you'll get him out for me, they come in tons and tons of different paint jobs. So I'm going to show you the next ball python. His name is Mr. Gibbs, and he is an albino ball python. Switch. Get the other one out. Close, not out, but closer to me. This is an albino. You can see his beautiful red eyes, which are caused by a lack of pigment. When he was a baby, he was bright yellow and bright white. And as he gets older, he looks like a banana. He is named after Mr. Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean because at one point in time, before he kind of lost all of his particular spots, you could see a little skull in his spots, and I thought he was a pirate snake. He is a favorite at classes, except for this one second grade teacher at a local elementary school because he kind of pooed all over her. But I think he's beautiful. He's kind of a narcissist. He thinks he's beautiful too. He likes to be told how pretty he is. Here, my little helper. All right, and then I have one last ball python. He is our recent acquisition. Hannah actually named him, and I tried to fight it for a while. I couldn't. Watch his head. I couldn't fathom this being his name, but the more I got to know his personality, she turned out to be right. So, with no further ado, this is Curious George. He is a banana ball python. And when I say he, the only one I'm 100% sure about is the albino. Everybody else, we're just kind of guessing. He's a banana ball python. And every time we're in the reptile room, he pokes his little snoot out to see what's going on. And so he is, in fact, very curious. I think he's absolutely beautiful. As he gets older, he'll get more of the speckling that you see on his belly, on his on his back, and his belly is pure white. And so I think that's really pretty. And before we go any further, because I know Jackie's boys are watching, I need you to promise me something. If you're in your backyard, or at school, or at Granny's backyard, don't pick up a snake. Please, don't do it. These snakes are used to being handled. They're used to being around people. Snakes in the wild can bite. They have sharp teeth. So make a promise to me that you're not going to go outside and be like, well, I saw Miss Ann pick up a snake and I'm going to do it too. Because then your mommy and daddy will call me and I'll be in trouble. And I don't want to get in trouble. All right. You got him?
Mm-hmm.
All of them?
Yeah.
Who do we want next, Sean? How many are we talking to?
5.
All right. Hopefully we'll watch in the rebroadcast, but I'm just going to keep going. This spastic little guy is a Honduran milk snake. No, he does not like to drink milk.
Brady said thank you for the reminder, and Jackie's boys said they promise.
All right, good boys. This is a Honduran milk snake. He's a little spastic, but I think he's beautiful. He would be found in the country of Honduras in South America. Do not poop on me. Snakes have 2 defenses, really, when they're scared. They can bite, and they can poo. I'll tell you, the poo is worse than the bite. I got him from a local pet store that said he was aggressive. And they didn't want to keep him anymore. As you can tell, he's not aggressive. He's just kind of spastic. There you go, little guy. This next guy we got from a friend. I'm not going to name names. He had a different name. And I have since renamed him. This is a corn snake. Come on, baby. These you can find all over the southeast. North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. They have super cool speckled tummies. You see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. They are not called corn snakes because they like to eat corn. They're not corn eaters, but they are found in cornfields and corn silos. And anybody who's watching can answer, why do you think that they would be found in the cornfields and corn silos? And whoever answers first, I will send a prize to. So you got to tell me who's the first one to respond on that question. Why would a corn snake who...
Jacoby said that he wants to hold that snake.
Well, you tell Jacoby that when we're allowed to be within 6 feet of each other again, you can hold whatever snakes you want. But until then, this is the best we can do. So why do we think it's called a corn snake and it's found in the cornfields? Why do you think he would hang out in the cornfields? So that's your question to keep going. I'm going to put him up.
Jackie said to eat the mice that eat the corn.
That is correct. He eats the mice that eat the corn. So farmers actually like having corn snakes and black snakes because then they don't have gross little mice and rats eating all of their veggies and their crops and their seeds. Now this little guy might be interesting. He's brand new. He had kind of a traumatic entrance into the world and he is essed up ready to strike. But you'll see why it's cute in a second. We got him... When did we get him? Like a week ago? I know, you're so scary. Come on. Come on. Okay, come out that way. Oh, don't go there. This is also a corn snake. This is a baby. Did you just try to bite me? He can't get his mouth open wide enough to actually bite me, but that was really cute. If anybody just passed out, I'm sorry. He's really fine. I'm fine. He can't get his mouth open wide enough to actually bite me. But this is what they look like as teeny tiny little spastic babies. We got him at a local pet store. I'm not going to name it because... So I have to talk to the manager there. But the girl that was trying to get him out dropped him on the ground from about 6 feet because she was afraid of him and wouldn't let me help. So that was a fun adventure. Now, we should do a magic trick. Hannah, will you come unzip this and grab the occupant of this one? We have been married for how long? What year is it? 16 years? It's taken 16 years for my husband to want a pet that wasn't furry. 16 years. And it finally happened. And he finally decided that he wanted a bearded dragon. And I was all for it. And then I had to even let him name said bearded dragon. So, ladies, gentlemen, and young people, meet your Asmus. And if that name sounds weird to you, it's because it's a weird name. It's because my husband's a nerd. I can say that, right? I mean, and he is named after an old biblical scholar. That's correct, right? Old biblical scholar. Okay. But this is your Asmus. And so when you're the next time you're at a pet store and you think, OMG, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen, you're not wrong. But they don't stay this size. Okay? What's the matter? Oh, did he poop on me?
No.
Okay. They don't stay this size. They grow. Just like most of you, except for, I can think of one exception, Wes. They grow, and so what starts out this teeny tiny itty bitty little fella turns into my girl Lizzie. Oh, who's a little bit of a chunker. This is Lizzie. She's also a bearded dragon. She is an adult size bearded dragon. So when you see those itty bitty little dragons, just know what you're getting into. Isn't that right, baby girl? She is a lover, not a fighter. Unless you're a food item, well, then she's a fighter. She's the favorite of a math teacher at the middle school, who I have to make sure I have her with me before I leave, and she'll get stolen. But she's a snuggle bug. Will you come get her so I can show the last... Or maybe she wants to hang out there. If she wants to hang out there, it's fine. Don't lick me. This is fine. This is the last animal we're going to do today. This is the one who has a brand new awesome name. But until we hit 25 subscribers on the YouTube channel, it's a secret. But I'm going to show him to you. Because he's awesome. Here, big guy. This is a leopard gecko. This is a really big, giant leopard gecko. They would be found in deserts of Afghanistan, that area. He likes to eat crickets and mealworms. And he has just started going to programs with me, but so far he's been a very good boy. But I just want to show you this tail because it's beautiful. Turn around. It's orange and purple and black. And that is where, like some of us girls, he stores a little extra something for the winter, if you get my drift. That's his fat stores. And if something were to happen in the wild, a naughty bird or critter wanted to eat him, he could drop this tail. They would attack the tail, and he'd be able to make a clean getaway. The same with Lizzie here. If she had to, she could lose this tail and get away. But nobody's trying to eat them here. They're safe. They're loved. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put him up, because if Lizzie sees him, she might get a little irritated. I will, if we want to, and you want to, we can do more videos. We can be more, Hannah, we can do more specific animals. We can talk longer about it. That's my hair.
Oh, it's not me.
About a specific animal. We can talk about different topics. And once, now she's on Hannah's shoulder. Once we are allowed to be around each other, we can get together and we can do programs. We do programs at schools. We do programs for church events, and what else we do programs for? Hannah? Museums. We go to Camp Dogwood over the summer, which those are the bravest people ever because they can't see what I'm holding out for them to touch, and they do it anyway. One more thing we have started doing on the Snake Lady page, if you can see it, can you see it?
Yep.
Is jewelry. This is made out of snake shed skin. This is from the big corn snake. We're doing pendants and bookmarks right now. So if you want one of those, talk to me about it. And let me know if you have any questions. And thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we'll do it again soon. Bye.